Hey guys, Big Red 310s here again. Sorry I've been off YouTube a little bit. Been really busy, been really tired. So sorry for not making a video in a few days. But it is here and now, my 100 matches of 2010. Technically it's 200 matches, but in reality, I'm gonna focus on what I felt was the 100 best matches of the year. Now before I get into this, I would like to say that I do have 40 honorable mentions because I feel that with a list of 100 matches, you can't just have like 2 honorable mentions. And plus, I have a list of 200 matches on here, so I'm going to limit to 40 because at like 135 is my last 4-star match, and then 136 is 3 3/4. So I'm going to stop at 140. And those will be the matches that I think you should check out and you should go out of your way to see of 2010. That's what I'm doing this. You'll see matches from all over the place. WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, PWG, Chikara, Dragon Gate, Evolve, CZW, AAW, AIW. Actually, I don't think there's any AIW on here. Nah, there isn't. And more. And definitely a lot more other promotions. But definitely, Japan, freaking New Japan, All Japan, Big Japan, Noah, DDT even. So like, yeah, we have matches from all over the place on this list. And I just want you to know to A, expand your horizons, and B, to check out, matches that you probably never heard of. Maybe this type of video will get you to check out a promotion you really wanted to see, a wrestler you really wanted to see, or even just a match you really wanted to see. I want this video. This is going to be the absolute best of 2010. No debates whatsoever. Now, there is some flaws in this video. One, King's Wrestling versus American Wolves in Plymouth, Massachusetts before Final Battle. Usually I do not include December, but seeing as how Final Battle had arguably one of my... You'll see it. It had one of the best matches of the year. So I kind of had to include it. And if I'm going to include Final Battle, that match, I include the rest of the matches on Final Battle that I thought were worthy of being on this list. And if I include that, then I had to include the Chikara show, Reality is Relative, which has a match on here. And, CCW, Cage of Death, has 2 matches on here. So, yeah, stuff like that where I felt like I kind of had to include them. Now, I'm not including that match. I do realize that that match probably would make my top 10 if I saw it. But freaking, I don't know why Kevin Kelly or Ring of Honor did not put commentary on that DVD. They didn't. I do not know why. Kevin Kelly did the commentary yesterday. So Final Battle is being pre-ordered, but this show, Tag Title Classic 2, is not. And that makes no sense to me. And it won't come out for a few weeks. And I really don't want to wait anymore. I've had enough patience. Over like the past month, I've seen like 40 matches that matches that I wanted to see that I didn't have time to see during the year. I started this shit at the beginning of the year. Ever since January 4th, AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle. Boom. Whenever I see a great match, I immediately pull up this Word document. Whenever I do a DVD review and have a great match, I put this Word document, I type in the match, I rank them, I sort them based on my personal preference, based on meaning, based on feud, based on crowd reaction. I determine whether this 4-star match is better than this 4-star match. And I understand that the Tag Title Classic match is not on here, but I'm sorry, I'm just not going to wait. And for PWG, fuck them. Bola, good God, last year Bola wasn't released till March. So if you expect me to wait for Cyanide, you got to be kidding me. They are always slow in releasing their last shows of the year. So I'm not waiting for Cyanide. So yes, I understand that without the Kings, American Wolves, this looks a little flawed. When I've seen that match, and when I've seen Cyanide, and when I've seen this show right here, Absolution with Danielson and Gargano, I will have an updated list. Alright? And then I'll post the updated list on my Twitter, and then I'll link it in my video. Alright. So let's get into this. You go down there to my Twitter page. You can see my matches 200 through 140. I wouldn't really call these honorable mentions. These were just like, remember, whenever I see a 4-star match or a 3 3/4 match, I just wrote them down. So these are just all the matches that were left on the list. These are not a part of my top 100, and these are not a part of my honorable mentions. These matches are just the second tier, the third tier, I guess. Matches I'm not going to talk about all of these. No, this video would be way too long. I want to finish all the honorable mentions. I want to get to 100 matches in this video. I'm not going to talk about all 60 of these matches here. Click the link on the TwitLonger link. I do want to talk about the matches that I saw as some of the, like I told you, I saw 40 matches in the past month for this list, matches that I hadn't seen, that I hadn't gotten a chance to see. So I want to talk about those 40. If any of them are in here, I'll mention them. So that's what I'll do. But I think there's only like 10 in this thing. Let's start with number 200, Motor City Machine Guns versus Beer Money at TNA Impact Ultimate X match. I always want to see this. This was the only match I didn't see of the 5. I thought this match was really, really good. One of the better TV matches I'd seen all year. It was really fun. The crowd was going crazy for it at the start. You could feel the atmosphere. They had a pretty good Ultimate X match, I felt. I really enjoyed this match. I gave it 3.5 stars, and I'm knocking it right at 200. Now, I finished at 196 with 3 3/4 star matches, and I didn't have any 3.5 stars. So really, I didn't really go back. I went back for WWE and TNA and sort of for Ring of Honor, but I didn't really think of like the best 3.5 star matches I had seen all year. I kind of just put 3 matches that I had seen as part of my 40 matches that I hadn't seen yet, and I added the Kings of Wrestling, Briscoes, and Final Battle. I felt that was fair. Daniel Bryan, DiBiase, I was live for that. Same with Kings of Wrestling versus the Briscoes. I couldn't really pick 2 random 3.5 star matches that I thought were the best ones, so I just put the 2 matches that I saw live. Daniel Bryan, Ted DiBiase, Kings of Wrestling versus the Briscoes. Ric Flair versus Mick Foley. Also didn't see this match originally, but I really did like it. Last Man Standing match. This was on the Go Home show for Bound for Glory. Really enjoyed it. Really fun. I boosted up the ratings because of how old these guys are and what sacrifices they're willing to put on. Good shit. All right, so you can see the rest. Let me just see once I find a match. Like I told you, there's not one for a while. All right. Actually, oh, here we go. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Go Shiozaki from a Noah show on August 22nd, 2010. Really good, really fast-paced, really hard-hitting. Shinsuke Nakamura, kind of like the face of New Japan. Go Shiozaki, really good wrestler, but I'm just not that big of a fan of him. I don't know what it is. I think he's a great worker and all, but like I can never get that into all of his matches. Even in Ring of Honor, like only so many of his matches I can get into. I think I got into his match with Kevin Steen, his match with Eric Stevens at Northern Navigation, but really I don't know what it is about this guy. And I get into a lot of wrestlers whose matches and their offense, like Akitoshi Saito, who a lot of people think is very boring, not a good offense at all. I really can get into his style. I just can't get into Shiozaki. I don't know what it is. I know he's a great wrestler and all. I just can't get into him. So that's why his matches on here are kind of the lower Noah matches on the year. This match was good though. I really did enjoy it though. I thought it could have been a little better, but I enjoyed it. Okay. Naomichi Marufuji versus Prince Devitt. This was not one of the 40 matches that I hadn't seen yet. I saw this match back in July. I just didn't think it was that great. I thought it was pretty good, I guess. By the way, Prince Devitt, Kota Ibushi, not on this list. I gave that match 3.5 stars. I think it's pretty overrated. Sorry. Let's see. Nick Gage versus Yuko Miyamoto. I'm going to review that CCW show. I'm going to review that along with this show, with Wrestle Kingdom 5, with Freedom Fight, and hopefully with a special surprise that I don't want to ruin right now. That'll be my next All Sides of the Wrestling World. Don't expect that one for a few weeks because Wrestle Kingdom I haven't even started. Haven't started Dragon Gate. Haven't started that. I finished the CCW show though. So I'll talk about this match later. Akitoshi Saito versus Kawada. Really enjoyed this. Really hard-hitting. A lot of nice use of the German suplex and the backdrop driver. Kind of similar to Saito's new gimmick that he debuted in 2009 with this whole thing on Misawa and his feud with Shiozaki. I really enjoyed this match. It was just a little too short in my opinion. Very short. A lot of people aren't as high on this match as I am, but I really did enjoy it. Takashi Sugiura versus Jun Akiyama for the GHC Heavyweight Championship on April 22nd. I love Sugiura. He was my vote. When I sent in my votes for the Wrestling Observer, he was my vote for Wrestler of the Year. Purely because Wrestler of the Year is not about the best wrestler. That's most outstanding Wrestler of the Year. Wrestler of the Year is more of like the guy who is able to be the face, not really the face of a company, but be the top guy in a company and help carry it and be there through like all the good and the bad and be there through the houses, the good houses and the bad houses, drawing a lot of money for the company. And also, being a good wrestler is also a factor because of that. And like in Ring of Honor, that was Tyler Black for a little bit. If Tyler Black had stayed the whole year, I might have considered him. In WWE, I'm not going to put Orton, Cena, Sheamus because the whole main event scene is such a clusterfuck. Fuck TNA. I felt Segura was the best choice. You know, he was champion from beginning to end. He stayed with the company and all this and that. And I hope he wins, because I do think he deserves it. But, yeah, this was his weakest match, in my opinion. I did not enjoy this match as much as I enjoyed his others. I thought it was pretty good, but that's about it. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Yoshihiro Takayama, Wrestle Kingdom 4. I really enjoyed this match. Not as much as like a guy like Ichiban, who said it was his match of the year. But I still thought it was really good. Maybe, you know, the time does hurt it for me. I mean, it does tell a great story with the kicks. And I love how Takayama just kept cutting off Nakamura over and over and over again. And then Nakamura kept kicking lower and lower and lower. And he eventually brought Takayama down, which was a nice pop from the crowd. They did tell a wonderful, wonderful story. The psychology was incredible. But just the time does hurt it for me. It was only like 14 minutes. And I just felt like, you know, at the end of it, I felt like that could have gone on longer. Like, that was my feeling. Hiroki Goto versus Segura. Really love this match, but I do think it's a little overrated. I don't know what it is. I thought it was really, really good, but like I've seen some people rate it 4 3/4. I think True Slayer still has it on his top 10. I'm just not as high on it as most people are, I guess. I thought it was really good, but I didn't think it was the match of the night. And I talked about that Big Japan tag match when I reviewed that Big Japan show a while back. So yeah, those are like my extra matches. Take a look at them if you want. Not going to go over all of them. Just take a look and enjoy. Now let's go to my honorable mentions from 139 through 101. I'm not going to go too much into detail to each match. I'll definitely go into the matches that I haven't talked about on YouTube yet, and I'll probably mention a few things here and there about another one. All right, let's talk about the 3 3/4 matches. Davey Richards, Kenny King at Big Bang. Really good, really hard hitting. Probably, Kenny King's second best match up to this point. I really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun with it. And there you go. Yamato versus Shingo. Okay, a lot of people are going to be upset with this. I've seen people give this 4.5. I've seen 4 3/4. I don't know what it was. This match, I guess, just wasn't for me. I mean, I really loved the storytelling with Shingo when Yamato was working over Shingo's arm and all that. But that was like the match. It's just, to me, they didn't really do a whole lot else. And I understand, oh, you want spots? No, I don't want spots. I appreciate a match with great psychology and storytelling. But it's just that I felt like that because of it, they didn't really do much else. And it's not like the story was really that groundbreaking. I mean, he worked on his arm. And yeah, when Shingo would go for the Made in Japan, like it would hurt and all this and that. And Yamato did use a chair on the outside, I believe. There was a lot of good stuff to it. I didn't think this match was that hot. I really did like it. I have it higher than every other match I've talked about so far, and I've said a lot of good things so far. But, like, I just don't think it's as high as people say. The Battle Arts match. Okuda Hidaki and Munenori Norisawa versus Katsumi Usuda and Yuto Yoshikawa. Munenori Norisawa and Okuda Hidaka have wrestled for Evolve, both of them. This, I believe, is a shoot-style promotion. That's right, folks. Shoot-style. And it worked. Because of that, it was kind of hard to tell a story because, it's a shoot match. But it was there. Like, Yoshikawa kept coming in, and he kept getting his ass handed to him, and then Usuda came in and kind of took care of business, and then Yoshikawa would come in and keep getting beat up. Yoshikawa took some vicious punishment in this match. Took some brutal kicks, punches, and I loved the finish. The finish was awesome. Like, you didn't really win the match by pinfall. They won the match by knockout, which I thought was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 3 3/4. Not as high as most people are, but I still enjoyed it. Now, this match isn't for everybody. If you do not, this match may easily not be for you. If you do not like stiff kicks, punches, and technical wrestling for 29 minutes, this match isn't for you, but I really enjoyed it. It was for me. If you want a link to it, it's on YouTube. Just type in those guys. You can find it. And I said it back then in July, and I'm still saying it now. As corny and cheesy as it sounds, the 3 3/4 match of the year. Tyler Black, Claudio Castagnoli, Bluegrass Brawl. Easily Tyler Black's most underrated match because no one really mentions it. I really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun with it. So close to giving it 4 stars, but I just quite couldn't. Anyway, still a really, really, really good match. And now we'll get into the rest of it, the 4-star matches. I don't want to go over all these. Obviously, like I said, I'm going to go over the matches I hadn't spoken about yet. The worst 4-star match of the year. Colony versus Fist, such a class. Really good match, but Fist, Chikara didn't handle them very well up until Akuma turned. Young Bucks versus Paul London and Akuma turned. They turned Akuma. Everybody else turned on Akuma. The Young Bucks versus Paul London and Brian Kendrick at Wrestlemania. Really fun match. Really enjoyed it. Thought it was great. Probably Nah, I don't think it was the best match on that show. I'm not sure. The American Wolves versus the Briscoe brothers at ROH, the Bluegrass Brawl. Again, great match. I think a little overrated. I think they're from their Ashes matches, blows this match out of the water. But I still thought this was a great match. I still really enjoyed it. I just thought the camera angles were a little fucked up here. Like the cameras completely missed Davey giving Jay a DDT from the ring apron to the floor, and a few other spots too. But it was you've seen these matches fight before, you've seen them fight again. I have not talked about this match yet. Dragon Kid versus Shingo, great match, really loved it. The reason I didn't review that pay-per-view is because I knew the main event was Danielson and Yamato, and I kind of wanted to watch it on DVD so I could see the Danielson Yamato match. So I didn't really want to ruin it. And I must say that it was really, really good. A really good big man versus little man matchup. One of the better ones that I've seen from Dragon Gate USA. Actually, probably the only one I've seen from Dragon Gate USA. Unless you consider some of the Moxley Jim Jacobs matches. But yeah, they played it well. It worked out well. And I love the psychology of it. I loved how Dragon Kid figured out the only way he could topple Shingo was through his high-flying prowess, which was pretty cool. And Shingo countered with his high-flying prowess, which was also pretty cool. I really enjoyed everything about this match. Really, really loved it. 4 stars. Next we got Takashi Segura versus Taniguchi Shuhei from the No 10th Anniversary show. I think this was kind of like a teacher versus student type deal. Like, I don't think Segura taught Taniguchi, but I think that he was like a mentor to him or something. So I'm putting in the description box, so I'm not totally sure. So I'd really appreciate it. Great match though. Like I said, I can't go in depth into every one of these matches because this video will take forever. Next we got Manami Toyota versus Daisy Hayes at Chikara Eye to Eye. Women's match of the year. I'm pretty sure there's a Shimmer or a WSU match that's probably better. But I've yet to see that. In my opinion, from what I've seen, this is the women's match of the year. The only women's match on this list. And it's a wonderful, wonderful match. I mean, the Manami Toyota tag match is on here, but that's not a one-on-one women's match. I originally gave this 3 3/4. I bumped it up to 4 because technically this was Toyota's debut in the U.S. Kind of was a big deal. And I thought compared to most women's matches, this was superior. So that's why I gave this 4 stars instead of 3 3/4. And it really is a great match. I really did love this match when I first saw it. Definitely something that I think everybody should go check out. Very different type of match. Manami Toyota at her age, I mean, she's not that old, but still, at her age, like I think in early 40s, late 30s, she can put on a better match than any other woman in the country. But I haven't seen like the WSU. I think the pay-per-view they did had a match that was better than this. I don't know. Whatever. We'll see it later. Chris Jericho versus Edge. I posted on my Twitter, what's the most underrated match of the year? And I actually had 2 people, not just one, 2 people respond saying Chris Jericho versus Edge cage match from Extreme Rules. That should tell you something, folks. This match really is a great match. And I personally thought, oh, no, never mind. Forget what I'm saying. That was a great match. Bryan Danielson versus Tim Donst that faded Scars and Lines, the best match in Tim Donst's career. And it was really, really great. This was the first great Bryan Danielson match. When Bryan Danielson came back to the Indies, this was the first match of his that I saw that I was like, you know what? This is why this guy's the best in the world. 90% of all wrestlers, no matter how good you are, and we saw that with tons of guys over the years. I don't want to go too much into detail. Whenever you wrestle in WWE and you go to TNA or Ring of Honor, you're still wrestling that WWE style, and you're not as good as a worker as everybody else there. Same with if you go from TNA to the Indies, same thing. And WWE to the Indies, same thing. Danielson, it was like he hadn't lost the beat. He took a guy like Tim Donst, who I think is pretty good, but I know a lot of people who don't like him very much, who's not really a great in-ring worker, and he carried Tim Donst to the best match of his career. That should tell you something, folks. And he hadn't skipped the beat. This was literally almost... This was like 2 weeks after he was fired. Boom. Didn't skip a beat. And then he had that match with Shingo, and then he had the match with Bobby Fish, and the match with Sawa, and the match with Gargano, and the match with Drake Younger. He's had great matches. Austin Aries versus Jushin Liger at SoCal Showdown. This was another great match. Definitely one of the most underrated Ring of Honor matches of the year. Austin Aries looked great here. Looked like a great heel champion. It's kind of unfortunate that he lost the title the next show after this, because it kind of felt like this of him beating up a legend was used at the very end. But this was still pretty good. I did like the match a lot. It was really enjoyable. Aries bled really early, and that really added a lot to the match. Definitely something really enjoyable. The Briscoes and Amazing Kong versus Kings Wrestling and Sarah Del Rey at Hate Chapter 2. I liked this match way more than everybody else. I thought this was better than both Steen versus Jericho. And, actually, no, it wasn't better than Wolves Young Bucks. But this was still a great match. I really did love it. And I thought it was a very interesting 6-man tag. Definitely the best Amazing Kong match I've seen all year by fucking far. She actually put effort into this match. I mean, come on, you see her doing dives off the ring apron, dives off the top rope. That whole show really is underrated. Hate Chapter 2. But that's a great match. Motor City Machine Guns versus Beer Money at Victory Road when the Guns won the title. Big deal. I remember everybody marking out over this. I was very happy for the Guns at the time. I felt like finally they're getting their just due. And as much as we all hate TNA, I got to admit, from June to December with the Motor City Machine Guns, TNA, you did good. You did good. And this was the first sign of that. I would talk more about this match, but there's more of this match to come. The Royal Rumble match, Royal Rumble's got to be in this list every year, I feel. I feel it's always going to be a great match. The storylines that were developed in this Rumble, I mean, the Michaels thing, the Batista-Cena thing, Edge coming back, Shawn kicking out Triple H, which I thought was awesome. So many great things in this Rumble. I really like this Rumble. 4 stars. Kenta and Jun Akiyama versus Ryusuke Taguchi and Yuji Nagata from Noah, the 10th anniversary show. I really liked it as well. Great match. But there's more. There were 2 of the matches from this show that were on here. Sheamus versus John Morrison in a ladder match at TLC. Great match. Very underrated. Really enjoyed it. Definitely the best match of Sheamus' career. And arguably the best match of John Morrison's career, too, in the WWE. I can't think of too many. I mean, there's 2 candidates I can think of. His match with The Miz, which I haven't finished yet. I still have it saved on my DVR, still have to see it, which everyone says was great. And his match with Rey Mysterio on SmackDown, which was also great. But as far as on pay-per-view, I didn't think any of his matches with Punk. Maybe the ECW match, but I think that's kind of pushing it, where Punk won the title. I don't think any of his matches with Punk were as good as this. So this is arguably the best match of both men's careers. Great stuff. And great psychology and great selling, too, in a ladder match. You wouldn't expect in a ladder match. American Wolves versus Dark City Fight Club. Pick your poison. Easily the most underrated American Wolves match. And easily the Dark City Fight Club's best match. This is great. I really love this one when I first saw it. Very stiff, very hard hitting, great action. I really that's the most Ring of Honor underrated Ring of Honor show of the year. Pick your poison. That was some really great stuff there. I really enjoyed the match these 2 guys had. So much fun. Chuck Taylor versus Claudio Castagnoli Evolve 3. Kind of the first match where Chuck Taylor kind of felt like he's going to be the guy for the Evolve. He wasn't really the face of Evolve, I would say. Arguably he was, but he just looked really impressive all throughout. He's a real. I'm so glad to see a promotion given the time that Evolve has. Now, in my opinion, the most underrated Chikara match of the year: Mike Quackenbush, Jigsaw Incoherence versus Fist and the Unstable at Anniversary of Zen. Great match, but that whole show kind of sucks. But that match is really great and a reason to get the show. The Kings of Wrestling versus Generation Me and Salvation, a little disappointing. I don't know what it was. To me, these 2 teams didn't work as well together as I thought they would. I thought the Generation Me had a few better matches, but I was kind of underwhelmed by Generation Me's return to Ring of Honor as a whole. But I'm not going to complain too much. They did put on 2 4-star matches in the 2 shows they wrestled on. Definitely great stuff. I guess I just thought, for arguably the best tag team in the world last year to arguably the best tag team in the world this year, would get something special. And it was great, it just wasn't special, if you know what I mean. Pac and Rikidori versus Quackenbush Jigsaw Uprising. Another great match. Really enjoyed it. Generation Me versus American Wolves. I Hate Chapter 2. The better Generation Me match. I really enjoyed this match. This, to me, was so much fun to watch. This made me happy to see Generation Me back in Ring of Honor. Again, though, a little underwhelming. Their match on HD9 I thought was better than this. But this is still great stuff. BB Hulk and Pac for Shimano Chingo. Open the Northern Gate. Most underrated Dragon Gate show of the year. Pick it up. That's a great match. Countdown Showdown at Chikara. It's the Chikara Royal Rumble. So many storyline development. The hint of an Olsen Brothers reunion. The hint of an Unstable turn. The Grizzly River Burley stuff. The Eddie Kingston, Claudio Castagnoli stuff. The Vocator stuff. Some great stuff. 4 stars for that. Money in the Bank. The Raw one. This is the inferior one in my opinion, but this one was still great. Still really enjoyed it. Yeah, not much more to say. I thought it was a great match. Moving on. Daisuke Sekimoto versus Hiroshi. I want to talk about this match because this match I have not reviewed yet. I got this match from IVP Videos and I thought it was excellent. I really enjoyed it. This was a really great Daisuke. Daisuke had a really underrated year. You'll see a few of his matches on this list. And he and Hiroshima did some great stuff. I really enjoyed this match. I love the story to it. It was really stiff. It was really hard hitting. It was given just enough time, and Hiroshima looked like $1 million after it. Really enjoyed this match. Second best DDT match I've seen all year. Next we got the Chikara Second Gun versus Kamikaze USA at Enter the Dragon. Another great match. Also really enjoyed this one. One of the better elimination matches I've seen all year, to be honest. Actually, probably the second best behind the other one, which is going to be on this list. Hopefully I remember when I'm going over that match. This is the best elimination match, but I'm not going to, so why even bother? But yeah, second best elimination match of the year, probably. Maybe there's another one I'm missing. Oh, fuck it. Yes, I am missing one, actually, and that's the WWE versus Nexus match, which I thought was better than this. But this match is still great. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre, the SmackDown Money in the Bank. To me, in my opinion, this was the better Money in the Bank. It's just so many stories were told in this match. Kane being a monster, Drew McIntyre finally, you know, making his return from under the ring after Kofi Kingston took him out the whole match. Matt Hardy and Christian fighting over the briefcase, but then whenever they had to take out their opponents, they worked together. Everybody trying to take out the Big Show not being able to climb up a ladder. Everything was just so great. So many different intricate angles going on in this match. And I love the humongous ladder. It looked really cool. Great match, definitely. One of the most underrated WWE matches of the year, in my opinion. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Satoshi Kojima for the G1 Climax Finals. I don't know what it was about this match. I saw a lot of people give this 4.5. I thought it was great. I didn't think it was that great. I don't know what to tell you. I really, in fact, when I watched it on YouTube, I actually checked to see if I had missed a part because I thought the match would be so much better. Like, I actually looked through his videos. Is there a part 3 that I missed? Nothing. But anyways, great stuff. It was still a great, wonderful match. I have it really high on this list. Higher than a bunch of matches I just gave praise to. Like I said, just a little disappointed by it. Great stuff, though. Next, we get the 2 Big Japan matches. Daisuke Sekimoto and Yoshihito Sakai versus Yuko Miyamoto and Takashi Sakai and Yuko Miyamoto Abdullah Kobayashi. The second one, the 5/28/2010 one, that's a great match. Really wonderful. Really enjoyed it. Yuko Miyamoto's so great. So great. He had that match with Nick Gage, which some people are saying might have been CCW's best match last year. I just saw someone on the forum say that. But great stuff. Sakai's really good. Both of the Sakais are really good. The Yoshihito Sakai, I believe he's only like 19, 18. And Takashi Sakai is a lot older, and they have great chemistry together. And Daisuke, of course, is awesome. And the other match, one with Abdullah Kobayashi, I thought was awesome. I love Abdullah Kobayashi. I absolutely love him. He's one of the best big men I've ever seen in modern era. He's really good. Really great. And he helped out. He had a great story. He and Sakai worked over the young Sakai very well. Really enjoyable chemistry with him and Takashi Sakai. I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was probably the second best Big Japan match I've seen on here. I have one more Big Japan match on here. Check out Big Japan. Very underrated. Kings of Wrestling versus Davey Richards and Christopher Daniels for the titles at Allied Forces. This was wonderful. Like I said, I thought it would be a little better because the live reports kind of made this match out to be 4 3/4, 5 stars. But it was still a great and wonderful match. It paced very nicely. You never get bored through it, like Daniels Roddy's. It was paced very well. They told a great story. The selling was great. The Kings looked great here. It set up Davey and Daniels perfectly. They did everything you wanted to. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Go Shiozaki from Wrestle Kingdom 4. Great match, wonderful match. I believe I've talked about this match before. If I haven't, I'm sorry. But this match really is great. I really enjoyed it. Briscoes versus Young Bucks at Titannica. Another great match. Not as good as their match on HDNet, which is on this list. It's a little higher up. But still some really good stuff. I really enjoyed this match between these two. Definitely some good stuff to look for. What was next? Tyler Black and the Briscoes versus Chris Hero and the American Wolves at Gold Rush. Another really underrated match. Not a lot of people have talked about this match. I truly thought it was great, though. Not a lot of people really liked this match as much as I did. I know the crowd wasn't very good, but I still thought the match was very well-paced, very fun, and just really enjoyable as a whole. Naomichi versus Jushin Thunder Liger. I know I've talked about this match. Great match. What more can I say? Kevin Steen versus Davey Richards, my 101 match of the year at Champions Challenge. Great, wonderful match. Very underrated. I really enjoyed it. But not a lot of people are talking about this match. Davey, of course, Davey actually sold well in this match. Told a great story with selling his leg. Steen worked over it very nicely. Steen was being his usual asshole self. And I really enjoyed the match. Definitely really enjoyed it. Okay, those were my honorable mentions, with my ultimate honorable mention being Kevin Steen versus Davey Richards, and my least honorable mention being Davey Richards versus Kenny King. Those are my matches from 200 to 101, and ladies and gentlemen, soon we will start the 100 matches of the year. Tell me how you want me to do it, because I can do a 30-minute video doing like 50, 40. I can do this. I could do 100 matches in 2 parts, or I can do it in 5 parts. Tell me how many matches you want me to go through for each video. But I don't want to make like 10 videos on this. All right, so because I have a lot of other videos I want to make. But I'm Big Rat 310. I'm gonna get to watching either Wrestle Kingdom 5 or something that I know you all love, old WCW reviews. Let me see if I can find it somewhere. This bad boy right here. Uncensored 1997. I know y'all like it when I review WCW shows. Here it is. Alright? I'm Big Rat 310. I'm out, guys. See ya.